giving me Total Recall. Like, it's giving me, what was the movie that Will Smith was in? I, Robot, right? Because not only does he have these type of vehicles, and just to be quite honest, man, you guys call me scary, but I won't buy a Tesla because, in my opinion, if you can control the vehicle, right, at some point, man, they can stop your car and move it to where they want it to go.
They can drive it off a bridge, brother.
They could drive it off the bridge. Now we're talking about data. Now we're talking about mental patterns, buying patterns. What makes people frustrated? To me, Twitter is bigger than Fox, CNN, MSNBC, and all of that put together because the reality is, if you want information to hit the world, put it on Twitter. And so now he controls that, right? Wow. That could be problematic. And the truth of the matter is, bro, I had never thought about it until I stopped in your room and started listening. And listen, I was going to be a little bit personal, man. I look at the video games. My son, I got a 9-year-old son. He's been diagnosed with ADHD, but he will literally play video games for 18 hours if you allow him. Now, I believe her name is Brielle, but she said something. Yes, our generation, especially African Americans, you ain't putting no chip nowhere in us, right? Nothing. Ain't nothing happening because we have already been made aware of what some consider to be the mark of the beast. But
you hear that? Slakia, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Now, this is a conversation that I came across on a particular app, and it was getting into Elon Musk buying Twitter, and pretty much the correlation with the Neuralink project in which he's spearheading, and which we know to be the microchip, essentially the MOTB, written in Revelation 13-16. But you hear what he said, First he pinpointed African Americans, which are pretty much Israelites, and he correlated, that chip with being the MOTB, and how he's not with it. And essentially so-called African Americans are not with it. But let me just finish out this particular dialogue.
The next generation, they can't put the iPhone down. They can't put the said something. Yes, our generation, especially African Americans, you ain't putting no chip nowhere in us, right? Nothing. Ain't nothing happening because we have already been made aware of what some consider to be the mark of the beast. But the next generation, they can't put the iPhone down. They can't put the Android down.
Brother, you're on mute, brother.
Yeah, your mic is on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah, we hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, my alarm went off. That next generation may not be opposed to Neuralink, especially if you just look at what's taking place with the NFTs. I don't know what the hell an NFT is, but this virtual reality. My son plays the Oculus all day. So it is removing people from physical interaction to virtual interaction. And if my virtual experience can be heightened by a Neuralink, which ultimately could control some behaviors, man, this could be a major play, man. And I never thought about it until I came in this room, man. So that's scary, bro. It is a scary situation, and we have to stay abreast on what's going on, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah, that. So, hey, I'm going to entitle this lesson, There Will Be Major Pushback for the MOTB. There will be major pushback for the MOTB. So here it is. This is a worldly conversation. This is a worldly conversation, and their eyes are open to the microchip being the MOTB. So what's wrong with these other camps, man? What's wrong with the IUIC? What's wrong with these guys? What's wrong with ISUPK? They telling you it's an embargo of Christianity, man. And they still haven't covered up those lies. Look, the truth is out there, right? And it's been made privy because the prophets, beginning with our apostles and elders at Great Millstone. The main reason why they are aware because the Israelites run YouTube, man. They know where they got the information from. They know where this truth comes from. But that's why, that whole net neutrality is going to come into play to where they can control the narrative of what's being put on the internet. Elon Musk, here it is, he's telling you that he brought Twitter, for the benefit of the people to protect their free speech. No, he didn't. He just wants to collect the data that you individuals been posting about yourself since you was a child up until your adulthood. And here it is. The only thing he's changing is the feature of what editing of what you may have said on the drunken comment. You know, you have a particular time to where you can edit, you know, your whatever statement you made. But regardless and nonetheless, he's collecting the data of what your thought process, you know, your patterns, you know, your feelings, your emotions, you know. In turn, he knows how to deal with you. You know, once you know how to control and manipulate a person's feelings and emotions, you got complete and utter control in them. But essentially, they want to do it with that chip, man, with the chip. You know, and the guy mentioned his son being, you know, hooked, you know, to the Oculus and the virtual world, which is the metaverse. And, you know, when you check out kids today, they know how to unlock. Hey, they could be months old. I was talking to a coworker, and I believe he said a child in his family was months old, and they know how to unlock a iPhone. You know, a lot of these kids, 3 and 4 years old, know how to operate a tablet. You know how to operate on these technical devices. Meanwhile, you got someone up in age of in their 60s or 70s or even the 50s. They find it hard to, you know, download apps and do certain things within the apps. You know, hell, there's certain features I'm not too savvy with when it comes to these cell phones and things of that nature. You know, so we got to ask ourselves what's being put in the formula. You know, what shots are actually being given to these babies. You know, because they're in line with the so-called future of America being what you call a virtual society, right? So let's get into the scriptures. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, you know, and we know that mark to be the chip, you know, the charagma, right? Because when you look it up, it means a thing inserted, a thing imprinted, you know, and guess what he's causing for? Everybody to take it, from a bum on the street, you know, to the richest of them, you know, to the wealthiest of them, you know, the billionaires, the trillionaires, whether you in prison or whether you here so-called free in the world, man. He's going to cause you. When you look at that word cause, it means to make, you know, he's going to make you. Whether he got to cause a problem, reaction, solution to happen to where now everyone has to take this device so they don't be deemed as a terrorist, all right? And not only that, how else are you going to make you? He's going to turn it into the new form of currency, right? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, you know? And that no man might buy or sell because what now, you know, primarily during the time of the pandemic, you know, the blockchain became more popularized. You know, the blockchain became more popularized. Here it is. They're selling you on Bitcoin. You know, all of these Doge coins, Shiba coins, they all making massive profits for individuals. You know, however, the banks, the various banks, you know, and the big companies are now adopting their systems to crypto, right? Because the time is coming to where they're going to do a great reset. They're going to do a great reset to the point of where they're going to eliminate all debt, you know, your college debt, you know, your credit debt, whatever debt that you may have, because we're running on a credit-based society. That is why the what do you call it? The debt is in the trillions at this point because it was running off a credit-based society. People was taking out loans and credit on things they can't even necessarily afford. You know, primarily those college debts, right? You know, so all of that is going to be eliminated. It's going to be that great reset in which they speak on, and now everything's going to be moving off of that blockchain. You know, they're going to have the chip running off of the blockchain, right? So it says you're not going to be able to, you know, you're not going to be able to buy nor sell. So all the merchants, they're going to cause you, if you have a particular store, they're going to cause you to take the chip, right? If you happen to always having to go to the store, they're going to cause you to take the chip. You know, any form of business, any form of the transporting of goods, they're going to cause you to take the chip. This is the times we live in. You know, and you got these people saying that, oh, I'm not taking the chip. You know, they haven't pushed back on the chip, but what they fail to realize is that life is going to have to surround it. And if you're not doing the will of the Lord, if you don't have that chip, you're not going to survive. You know, how long can you go without eating? How long can you go without having shelter over your head? How long can you go living like a pilgrim, so to speak, or a vagabond? How long can you go if you don't have the faith of Yahweh Shai in you? That's what these people fail to realize. It is they're still eating pork sandwiches, talking about I'm not taking the chip. You know, here it is, they still calling on Jesus Christ, yet they telling you in the same breath that I'm not taking the chip. These people are bugged out and out of their minds. Right? It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Right? So we know that to be the mark of the beast, the chip, right? The MOTB. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So that's the judgment for taking that MOTB, man. Taking that chip, which Elon Musk is promoting with his company Neuralink. You know, Elder Yashawamba, he did a beautiful lesson, I believe it came out yesterday, you know, tapping into the Neuralink, you know, and the miracles that it can perform. The scriptures speak upon the miracles, you know. So, hey, we got to drop on these devils. Look, we the prophets, beginning with our apostles, we are at the front line. When you just look up the word front line, it means one who's closest to the enemy. We are the ones closest to the enemy. We see their agenda. We understand what they want to do. We understand what they're trying to accomplish. So now that we know that, and it's in contrast with the will of the Heavenly Father, we know to avoid it. That's the beautiful thing about being in this truth, having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because like the scriptures tell us, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know? So we got to count ourselves blessed, right? It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's what's set to happen. If you take that chip, man, the Lord will destroy you and blow you to smithereens when those nuclear missiles get shot off. You know? It says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. You know, that just means a very long time. Right? And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So that should be enough motivation not to take that chip. That should be enough motivation. Here it is, Elon Musk made a statement talking about, I wouldn't mind going to hell because majority of the people are going to be there. You know? Because he understands that majority of the people is going to take the chip. He understands that. Hey, it's going to come to a point to where they're going to dress the chip up as a delicacy, man. Like, you ain't popping if you don't have it. You know, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's right. So it's about keeping the word of the Heavenly Father's patience. If you're not keeping the word of the Heavenly Father's patience, the Lord is not going to keep you from the hour of temptation. The Lord have mercy on who he have mercy. He have compassion on who he have compassion. He hardeneth whoever he hardeneth. He's going to destroy whoever he wants to destroy. You know, here it is. We have the hope for elect. We're in the race. You got people that's not even in the race. You got people that's not even watching from the bleachers. You got some people that don't even have a clue in the world of what's going on. They're going to be taken by it. You know, they will be taken by it. So it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So if you're not keeping the word of the Lord, how can you say that you're not taking the chip? Hey, we have the hope for elect. We have to say we're not taking the chip, Lord willing. You know, because look, it's going to be bad. You know, we're going to be experiencing times that we've never experienced before. You know, we have faith that the Lord is going to defend us and protect us because we're doing his will to the best of our ability, you know, but it's a humbling comment. You got Christians out there talking about I'm saved already. You got Christians out there talking about, oh, I'm not taking that chip. Well, you don't even have the true understanding of the Bible. You know, you got people that don't even understand what what the mark of the beast is, what the MOTB is, man. Yet they gonna tell you they're not taking it. People are a joke, man. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. It's gonna the whole world. You know, and when you look up that word world, it means oikamene, the whole inhabited earth. You know, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You know. So what, we got to hold on to this word. You know, we got to hold on to this word, keep it near and dear unto us, so that no man take thy crown. And essentially, for the simple fact, we know that this devil's not going to be successful in attempting to establish this new world order. That's what gives us furthermore confidence. We just got to hold on. That's all we got to do. We just got to hold on, because the Lord's going to interrupt them while he's eating, right? Let's get Job 5:12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So these scriptures are going to come to mind when he's putting these things in place. That's what's going to help keep us sane. Well, we already know the Lord's going to disappoint him anyway. Yeah, he got them over there. He got all of these 2/3. He got all of these people complying. But yeah, I ain't taking it. You know what I'm saying? These are the scriptures that's going to help keep us comforted, you know, knowing the end goal, knowing the end result of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's plans, right? So he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. That's right. So once you devils make that move, that's when the Lord is going to make his move. And the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Right? So let me get 20 and 6. Job 26, that the trying thing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellently mount up to heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be seized away as a vision of the night. So this is furthermore comforts us that this devil is going to be put out, that this devil's kingdom is not going to come to fruition. Right? The devil's kingdom is not going to come into fruition. He's not going to establish his new world order as he thinks he is. It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Right? Let me see. What else? All right, let me jump to verse 19. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. What does he desire? An NWO, having everybody microchip. It says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. He's not at the fullness of his sufficiency yet. He's climbing, you know. And that's what you call the element of surprise. The Heavenly Father's going to tear his ass up when he's in a position of comfortability. Right? It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. The wicked is talking about the laborers, right? When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Now, that's music, you know. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yet the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid, and his secret places a fire not blown shall consume him, and shall go with him that is left in his tabernacle. You know, so here it is. Though you may flee from the nuclear missiles by going into them bunkers, but guess what? We essentially going to drag your ass into captivity. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him, and it's happening now. You know, we are destroying him with the spirit of the Lord's mouth, and essentially he's going to do it with the brightness of his coming. You know, it says the crease of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the days of his wrath. That's why we're not worried. That is why we are not worried, because this is the end result of the kingdom of Edom, the so-called white man. This is what his future is. This is his future. Our future is the kingdom of heaven. So who's the one that really should be worried? Whose side is time really on? You know, it's about changing our perspective, and we got the true perspective according to the mindset of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. You know, so hey man, that's self-explanatory. You know, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. There will be pushback with the MOTB, a worldly conversation. You know, that's the title of this lesson. You know, so like I said, once again, Lord willing, Lord willing, you guys were edified, and you know, may the Lord continuously seal the elect if they are not sealed already, and may He bring this coming destruction so we can enjoy the kingdom. You know, at last. You know. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.